Luz is a free-spirited girl that does not quite fit in with her peers. Wanting the best for her daughter, Luz's mother wants to send her to a summer camp that's supposed to restrain her creative personality. Just when Luz was about to leave, an owl steals her favorite book. She chases it and winds up in another world called the Boiling Isles. She finds the owl's owner, Ida the Owl Lady. The two immediately get along, but have to flee the scene because Ida is a wanted person. Luz then meets Ida's friend King, who once was a mighty demon. Fascinated by this world, Luz wishes to stay, and Ida allows her to become her apprentice. The next day, Luz is eager to begin her apprenticeship, but Ida shows little interest and assigns Luz some boring tasks like delivering potions. It's not long until Luz realizes that the Boiling Isles are different from her perfect fantasy. However, she encounters a wizard that assigns her a mission and restores the faith in her hopes and dreams. She leaves for the mission but is actually caught in a hallucination. Ida and King find and save her after a while, but being disappointed in the Isles and herself, Luz considers quitting her apprenticeship. Ida proceeds to show her how beautiful the Isles can be, which is the moment we first see the Titan skeleton the Isles are built on, and encourages Luz, instead of waiting for something special to happen, to become special all by herself. One day, while she's out in the woods, Luz meets Willow, who has trouble creating an abomination for school. Luz promptly offers to act as her abomination and accompanies Willow to Hackside, School of Magic. Luz is curious what magic school is like and is doubting Ida's way of teaching. At school, Luz befriends Gus and also gets to know top student Amity Blight. Amity feels there's something shady going on with Willow's abomination and snitches on them, forcing Luz to flee and getting her banned from school. For the time being, Luz returns to the Owl House and is just happy to be Ida's apprentice. Ida demonstrates how to use magic by casting a light spell and explains that witches use the magic from their bile sac, an organ that Luz does not possess. King suspects Ida is gaining her powers through an elixir and gets it from Ida's room. Luz accidentally breaks the bottle, and on top of that, a wild beast appears in the Owl House. King and Luz hide in a closet, where they stumble upon an elixir tag that reveals the elixir prevents Ida from turning into the beast. Together they come up with a plan to blind Ida with a light spell, when by chance Luz figures out how to cast magic using glyphs. Ida is knocked out by the spell and later admits she's been put under a curse during her childhood. Later that night, Ida is dreaming of the moment she was cursed but cannot make out the person who did it. It's time for the annual Covention, an event where young witches can get information about the covens they want to join. When you join a coven, your magic is sealed so that you can only perform one type of magic for the rest of your life. Since Ida is covenless, she can do all kinds of magic, what in fact is a criminal offense. However, there's also the Empress Coven elite witches can join that allows its members to wield any magic they like. While exploring the different stands, Luz walks into Amity. Because Amity is mean to King and her, Luz challenges her to a witches duel. Should Amity win, Luz would have to give up on practicing magic. Ida and her sister Lilith, leader of the Empress Coven and Amity's teacher, use the opportunity to live out their own rivalry. To ensure a win, both of them resort to cheating and are both caught. Amity, who wasn't aware of this, is upset. Luz consoles her, so they call off the bet. Luz makes a visit to the library, where she finds Amity and fruitlessly attempts befriending her once more. Instead, Luz makes the acquaintance of Amity's siblings, who invite Luz to break into the library at night to bring book characters to life. Later that night, they also find Amity's secret hideout and her diary, but are caught by Amity, who is obviously hurt. When Luz wants to explain herself, they are attacked by a book character. Defeating it together is an important bonding moment for them, and Luz lends Amity the latest issue of Amity's favorite book series, that happens to be her favorite too. Gus is about to be replaced as the president of his Human Appreciation Club. He lies to Luz, saying her ban from Hackside has been lifted, and brings her to his club activities. Bartholomew, who aims at becoming new president, tells on them, causing Luz to be sent to detention. Luz and Gus proceed to escape detention, thereby causing a huge chaos. Meanwhile, Ida convinced Principal Bump to let Luz study at Hackside because she had realized how much it means to Luz. Luz. But Bump changes his mind when he learns of what Luz and Gus did. Luckily, he accepts Gus taking all the blame and confirms that Luz can begin studying at Hackside soon. Ida tells the story of how she created her staff's Palisman, Owlbird. She suddenly loses consciousness because the weight of her curse is becoming too great and realizes that her elixir can no longer suppress the curse. At the same time, Luz, Willow and Gus borrowed Owlbird to fly to a Grudgeby match. Having trouble controlling the staff, they accidentally break it. Owlbird is disappointed by their carelessness and is taken in by the Bat Queen, who once was a Palisman and takes care of abandoned Palismans ever since she was discarded a long time ago. She denies releasing Owlbird even after Luz meets her requirements and only complies when Owlbird conveys that he wants to go with Luz. Before leaving, Luz offers to help the Bat Queen should she ever want to find out what happened to her former owner. Ida embarks on a mission to find the Flower of Eternal Youth in hopes it could heal her curse. She comes across Lilith that is looking for the flower too. They are competing to find it first until they discover the flower is a monster's trap. After defeating the monster, Lilith urges Ida to join the Emperor's coven, even promising the Emperor could heal her curse. However, Ida refuses. Luz is informed that she needs to be able to perform 2 spells to attend a proper class at Hackside. To learn a second spell, Ida takes her on a trip to the Titan's Knee, where early witches used to train. Amity and her siblings are there too. Ida's ways of teaching are boring to Luz, as she's only learning to connect with nature instead of trying different spells in practice. An argument emerges and catches a nearby monster's attention that proceeds to kidnap Ida and Amity's siblings. Amity locks Luz up in a magic cage because it's too dangerous for her to come along. Luz escapes with the help of a new spell that she acquired by noticing a glyph in a snowflake. She joins Amity to free the others using her new spell. Ida praises Luz for finally understanding what she tried teaching her. Luz is going to magic school for the first time, but is upset she's not allowed to join several tracks. Principal Bump catches her doing it anyway and transfers her to the detention track. Later that day, a monster appears and overpowers everyone at school, except for Luz and the other detention students, who defeat it by mixing magic. Principal Bump is impressed and allows them to study whatever they wish, so Luz chooses all tracks. At school, a class requires Willow and Luz to extract and hang up their memories. After the class is over, Amity happens to walk by and panics when she notices a certain memory of Willow's that includes her. She wants to erase the memory by burning it, but accidentally damages the other memories too. Luz and Amity seek Ida's help and enter Willow's mind to repair the memories, but Willow's inner self appears, forcing Amity and Luz to enter a specific memory. We see a younger Amity quitting the friendship with Willow in quite the rude manner. In her defense, Amity presents her own memory of her parents forcing her to cut ties with Willow. The inner Willow then disappears. Luz and Amity finish up the job, and when Willow wakes up again, she and Amity are noticeably nicer to each other. Every year, a student is chosen to fight the Grom, a beast that confronts you with your deepest fear to prevent it from leaving the school. Originally, Amity is selected to fulfill the task, but Luz offers to take her place instead. It is revealed that Luz fears her mother discovering the truth about her living on the Boiling Isles, and she lets Grom escape. Amity steps in and Grom turns into the person Amity wanted to ask to the Grom dance, symbolizing her fear of being rejected by that person that is in fact Luz, as the audience learns. Luz and Amity get together for a combined attack and defeat Grom. Once things have settled down, Luz finally replies to her mother's texts and tells her she is having fun at camp. The episode ends with a shot of her mother and a few letters lying beside her that someone other than Luz sent her mother in her name. Following the latest events, Willow is now a more confident person. Basha is jealous of the attention Willow is getting and starts bullying her, causing Luz to challenge her to a Grudgeby match to make the bullying stop. Neither Luz, Willow, nor Gus are any good at Grudgeby, and the latter two quit the plan, though they do return to play the match when Basha starts beating up Luz. Ultimately, Basha's team wins, but it's not a real win to her, since her teammates gained lots of respect for Willow. Back at the Owl House, Ida also plays a grudge match against Lilith, who wants to take her to the Emperor if she wins the game. Ida comes up as the winner, but gives Lilith her ring so that she isn't punished for returning empty-handed, and Lilith announces she'll return. Luz goes on a class trip to the Emperor's castle and plots to steal an artifact that can supposedly cure Ida's curse. So she sneaks away from her group and overhears Lilith talking to the Emperor, who threatens to evoke Lilith from her position should she not succeed in arresting Ida soon. Luz also learns the Emperor is in a weakened state and keeps himself powerful by consuming the magic that is stored inside of Palismans. Moreover, according to himself, Emperor Belos has the ability to communicate with a Titan, that is, the Boiling Isles. Then Luz is taken hostage by Lilith. Ida immediately rushes over to the castle as she hears of this, and engages in a fierce battle against Lilith. During the fight, Lilith accidentally blurts out that it was her who cursed Ida because only one of them could join the Emperor's coven. Though, admittedly, she did believe the curse would only last for a day. Meanwhile, Luz escapes her magic prison. Lilith makes use of the opening and pushes Luz off the bridge, forcing Ida to use up all of her magic to save Luz, resulting in her turning into the Owl Beast. Ida is dragged into the castle, while Luz brokenheartedly returns to the Owl House. King explains that 50 years ago, the Emperor appeared out of nowhere, established himself as the most powerful witch, thereby grasping control of the Isles, and banned mixed magic. Luz decides to save Ida and manages to fight her way into the Emperor's castle. Ida, who is still in Owl Beast form because Belos lied about curing her, gives Luz the portal to Earth and urges her to leave before she is lifted up to where she is about to be petrified. Lilith enters the scene and is attacked by Luz until she gets the chance to inform Luz she is betraying the Emperor to save Ida. During their fight, they accidentally went to Earth for a while, making known to us that Luz's magic does not work there. They return to the castle and are confronted by Belos. Belos then offers to set Ida free if Luz surrenders the portal to Earth to him, and assures her he and the Titan do not intend to invade Earth without disclosing his true plans. Luz reluctantly hands over the portal, to which she secretly attached a glyph. As she is going up to where Ida is, she activates the glyph and destroys the portal. Fortunately, Ida isn't fully petrified yet because the attending citizens revolted against her execution. Luz, Ida and Lilith flee back to the Owl House, where Lilith uses a spell to take on half of Ida's curse, making her turn back to normal. Still, she can't use magic anymore. Belos claims the Titan ordered him to let Ida go to cover up his failure. Then he goes into the castle's basement to oversee the reconstruction of the in fact only halfway broken portal. Additionally, he entrusts a mysterious masked person with the task to deal with Luz and Ida. Make sure to subscribe to Frogtunes for Season 2 episode breakdowns. See you next time.